Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I remembered it wrong. Maybe I'm just too sensitive. Why do I feel guilty every single time I bring up something that hurt me? If those questions loop in your mind, especially around one specific person, listen closely. There might be an enemy inside that relationship, and it has a name. Reality erosion. The slow, steady dismantling of your ability to trust your own mind. By the end of this video, you'll know how gaslighting and manipulation work. You'll learn a simple CLEAR plan to protect your mind and your nervous system. And you'll understand why you were vulnerable to this pattern in the first place. This is Connect with Care. This space is trauma-informed and nervous system safe. You will not be shamed here. Let's begin. First, what gaslighting really is and what it is not. Gaslighting is a pattern where someone repeatedly denies your reality. They twist facts and make you question your memory, your perception, and sometimes your sanity. It is not just lying. It is not one moment where someone says, "I don't remember it that way." Gaslighting is about pattern plus power. One argument with two different memories is normal. Gaslighting is when, over and over, they deny things you clearly experienced. They rewrite events so they always look innocent. They leave you feeling confused and apologizing, even when you do not know what you did wrong. This can happen in romantic relationships, families, friendships, and workplaces. It is especially damaging because it does not leave visible marks. It attacks something deeper: your self-trust. So as you listen, ask yourself a few questions. After conversations with this person, do I feel clear or confused? Do I apologize all the time, even when I am not sure what I did wrong? Do I feel like I am losing my mind, but only around them? If the answer is yes, stay with me. You might recognize more than you expect. Now, 5 gaslighting behaviors you can't ignore. As you hear these, just notice your reactions. Behavior 1. Denying events. That never happened. You're making things up. I never said that. Even when you know it happened, they deny it with such confidence that you start doubting your own memory. Behavior 2. Minimizing your feelings. You're too sensitive. You're overreacting. It wasn't that big of a deal. The message is always the same. Your emotional response is the problem, not their behavior. Over time, you stop bringing things up because you know your feelings will be dismissed. Behavior 3. Weaponizing your mental health or past. You're crazy. You're unstable. That's just your anxiety talking. Even if you have anxiety, depression, or trauma, a caring partner does not use that against you. A gaslighter uses it to discredit everything you say. Behavior 4. Rewriting timelines and details. They shift dates. They adjust little facts. They swap who said what. You say, "You told me you'd be home at 8. They respond, "No, I said 8:30. You always get this stuff wrong. And, because they sound so sure, you start to believe you are the one with a bad memory. Behavior 5. Flipping the script so they are always the victim. You come to talk about how you were hurt. 10 minutes later, you're the one apologizing. The conversation becomes all about their pain, their stress, their feelings. You end up comforting the person who hurt you. Almost every time. If 2 or 3 of these behaviors feel familiar, you are not imagining things. You are seeing a pattern. Take a slow breath with me. In and out. You are not overreacting for recognizing yourself in this. Your body is finally being allowed to notice what it has been living with. Gaslighting rarely stands alone. It lives inside a web of manipulation. Let's name a few tactics that often show up around it. Blame shifting. You made me do this. If you hadn't pushed me, I wouldn't have yelled. If you were different, I wouldn't have cheated. They take no responsibility. Everything becomes your fault. Love bombing and devaluation. Sometimes they are incredibly affectionate and attentive. You feel chosen and special. Then they become cold, critical, or cruel. You start chasing the good version of them, hoping it will come back. Silent treatment. They shut down communication, affection, and presence. You feel anxious and desperate. You beg to fix something you don't even fully understand. Intermittent reinforcement. Some days are amazing. Some are awful. You never know which version you will get. That unpredictability is deeply addictive. It keeps you stuck hoping, trying harder, and blaming yourself when things go bad. All of these tactics work together to keep you confused, dependent, and easier to control. If this is making sense of experiences you have struggled to name, pause for a moment. If you want weekly, nervous system safe support, subscribe to Connect with Care. There is more coming that your future self will be grateful for. Now, a question most people never ask. Why did this pattern hook you? Why did this person's denial of your reality feel so powerful? The answer is not that you are stupid or broken. The answer is usually history. Maybe you grew up in a home where your feelings were dismissed. Stop crying. You're too sensitive. It wasn't that bad. Maybe the adults around you did hurtful things and then denied them. That never happened. You're imagining it. Don't talk about that again. Maybe you had to keep the peace by doubting yourself. Believing your own perception made life harder. So your body learned to push it down. When you meet someone as an adult who confidently denies your reality, a younger part of you recognizes that pattern. Not as safety, but as familiar. So when they say you're overreacting or you remembered it wrong, a part of you thinks, maybe they're right. I've been wrong before. That is not gullibility. That is adaptation. You survived by doubting yourself. Now you are allowed to survive by trusting yourself. Let's talk about what this does inside your body. When your reality is constantly questioned, your nervous system goes into high alert. You may not see bruises, but your body feels like it is living in a war zone you cannot see. You walk on eggshells. You scan for danger in tone, in texts, in the way the door closes. You replay conversations over and over, trying to find what you did wrong. Sleep becomes hard. Your stomach aches. You might feel shaky, jumpy, or completely numb. This is your body trying to protect you in an environment where the threat is psychological, not obvious. Over time, your self-trust erodes. You stop trusting your memory. You stop trusting your feelings. You start relying on the other person to tell you what is real. And that is the point of gaslighting, whether they know it or not. To make you doubt yourself so much that you stop questioning them. If you feel this in your body right now, pause again. One hand on your chest. Slow breath in. Long breath out. Say quietly, I am allowed to trust what I feel. Now an important distinction. Not every disagreement is gaslighting. In a healthy conflict, the other person can disagree without erasing you. They might say, I remember it differently, but they still consider your experience. They can say, I did not realize that hurt you. I'm sorry. They try to repair. Over time, you see real change, not just promises. You feel safe enough to bring things up. You might feel nervous sometimes, but not terrified or crazy. In gaslighting, there is a pattern of refusing to acknowledge your reality. There is almost no real ownership. No genuine repair. Just deflection, blame, and confusion. After those conversations, you feel more wrong, more alone, and more disconnected from yourself. So ask yourself, do I feel safe bringing up concerns? Do I feel basically heard, even when we disagree? Or do I feel like I am constantly defending my own sanity? Your answers matter. Now, let's talk about what you can do. Here is a simple framework called the CLEAR plan. CLEAR stands for clarify, log, engage, assert, route. First, clarify what is happening. Privately name it. Write down, I think I am being gaslit. Write down the behaviors you notice. Today they denied what they said. Today they called me crazy when I cried. You do not have to confront them yet. This step is for you. Naming breaks the spell. Second, log your reality. Anchor yourself to what actually happens. Write short notes after hard conversations. If it is safe, keep screenshots of texts or emails. Record a quick voice note about what was said while it is still fresh. Important. If being caught documenting could put you in danger, your safety comes first. In that case, consider storing notes on a trusted friend's phone. Or use a secure app they cannot access. Or keep details only with a therapist. If none of that feels safe, you are still allowed to trust your memory without written proof. Third, engage one safe person. Tell someone who is steady. A close friend. A family member you trust. A therapist. A support group. A spiritual mentor. Describe what is happening as clearly as you can. You are not being dramatic. You are bringing your reality out of isolation. A safe person can help you see patterns you have normalized. Fourth, assert boundaries. You do not owe endless debates about your own memory. Practice phrases like, I'm not going to argue about my experience. I know what I remember, and I am not open to debating that. I'm ending this conversation for now. You are not saying these lines to win. You are saying them to stop letting them rewrite your mind. Fifth, route to safety. If there are threats, control, or escalation, it may be time to plan a route to safety. That might mean talking to a domestic violence advocate. It might mean seeing a trauma-informed therapist. It might mean speaking to a lawyer or a trusted leader. You may need to think about money, housing, transportation, or who you can stay with. You do not have to figure out every step tonight, but you are allowed to start imagining a life where your reality is not on trial. Whenever doubt creeps back in, use these 3 anchor sentences. I trust what I experienced. My feelings are valid. I am not confused. I am being confused. Say them out loud. Your nervous system needs to hear you standing with yourself. To make this real, here is your week of reclaiming reality. Tonight, write one honest sentence naming what you suspect is happening. Just one line. Just for you. Tomorrow, take one clear step. Maybe you log one incident. Maybe you tell one safe person. This week, practice one boundary phrase out loud until it feels natural. Even if you never use it with them, your body will know you have it. Small moves repeated rebuild big trust. Before we close, let's give your body one more moment of safety. Hand on your heart or your belly. Breathe in for a count of 4. Hold for 2. Breathe out for a count of 6. As you exhale, say, my reality is real. Again. In. Out. My reality is real. Your nervous system has lived in confusion for a long time. You are allowed to bring it home. If you made it this far, hear this clearly. You are not crazy. You are not weak. You are not broken for being affected by gaslighting. You are human. You adapted. And now you are allowed to choose something different. If this video helped you name what has been happening, write one sentence in the comments. My reality is real. Or, I trust what I experienced. You do not owe anyone an explanation. That one line is between you and your healing. If this brought you clarity, tap like. Subscribe to connect with care for more trauma-informed, nervous system-safe relationship guidance. In the next video, we will talk about how to rebuild self-trust after gaslighting, how to hear your own voice again, how to believe your own memory, and how to choose relationships where your reality is respected from the start. You are not alone in this. And you are going to be okay.